Okay, so let's talk about acting.
Were you the first choice to play Saul? It's hard to sort of think of anyone else playing that part now, but way back at the beginning of Breaking Bad, how did it start?
I am told that Sharon Bialy had me at the top of the list, and that Peter Gould, who wrote the episode called Better Call Saul, said, wow, that's who I was imagining. So before they'd planned or discussed it, two different people had thought of me for it, which is weird to me because I never understood why they gave me the role. But Vince told me, no, Mr. Show.
Really, it was Mr. Show that did it?
What piece from Mr. Show, I don't know. I mean, we were being very broad and silly, and I was just doing sketch acting the other day with David Cross. We're doing 4 half hours, and it is very different. I've sort of been going around saying there's similarities and it's all about commitment, and oh my God, it's so different. It's so different.
Yeah.
Because you can just be a big idiot in sketch comedy. All right, let me ask you this. After all your features, The Queen, The Damned United, Frost Nixon, and there's 20 more that I haven't seen.
That's right. Your favorite, Twilight.
Twilight. Come on.
Come on.
I wasn't going to say it. I was saving it for the end.
I know you get a little emotional when you say
Here,
it.
I don't know anything about Twilight. And now you are doing a role that is a character who's very contained.
Well, yeah,
sure.
that was one of the things that made me want to play the character, because he was so different to anyone I'd ever played before. And I never thought I was interesting enough to play a character where there's not more going on the outside. To just play a character where it's all going on underneath and you don't really show it so much. That was quite scary, but also quite attractive to begin with.
And as the show progresses, we see these sides of him.
Well, that was the challenge. And that's why I would really only have played this character in this medium, because I think over a 90-minute or, 110-minute, you can't reveal stuff. You have to do like shortcut ways of showing. And what I got interested in was the idea of someone who, to begin with, was so cold and difficult to read and kind of alienating. But by the end of his life, people were saying that he was this very warm man that everyone really liked very much.
Yeah.
And that so there'd been this complete change over it's almost the reverse of Breaking Bad in a way, where you go from being this very difficult person to becoming someone who was much more likable. And I liked that idea, and I thought, well, I'd really like to, because of the way episodic TV is going, certainly on cable, where you can really get into the complexity of people more. I thought that would be an interesting challenge, to take someone who's so difficult to like to begin with, and can you really uncover all the complexity over a long period of time? So how have you found then, moving from...
None of what I asked you is applicable to me.
Nothing.
I got a phone call. Do you want to play this character? He's a sleazy lawyer. I can do that, I think.
Wow.
And then I sort of find out that it's really an intense drama. Everybody's playing it super intensely and kind of quiet and deeply, And I show up and I'm having a good time doing it and trying to modulate myself to the room I'm in with Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul and Anna Gunn. And people are like, people like Saul, Oh, okay.
You always seemed like a real person. I mean, from the beginning, you always totally believed that this was a real man with a real life. And that I think one of the things that I always thought about the original series of Breaking Bad was, for all its drama and its kind of scariness and the kind of high stakes of it, it always had a kind of wryness about it. There was always a real strong vein of comedy. Not out and out comedy.
No,
but
I know exactly what you mean.
And Saul seems to kind of embody that in a way.
Yeah, there's episodes of Breaking Bad that are harrowing and frightening, and then you watch them in a different mood, and they're hilarious.
Yeah.
So it's like, it depends how you're watching it. I guess this show, it's lighter in general, and he's a much more likable character. And I didn't know any of that stuff. I didn't know what they were going to do. I just trusted Vince Gilligan and Peter Gould.
So you didn't have anything to do with the...
No. I didn't help.
Right, okay.
One of the things that was great about Breaking Bad was really being an actor with a lot of work to do, with a group of very serious performers and writers. And I'm not a producer, I'm not the writer, I'm not the director. I have to just be this guy and immerse myself in his moment. And I don't have to worry about any of the other stuff. And I do have to put a lot of energy and focus into this one, side of making a movie or a television show. a story, which I haven't had a lot of in my career. I've had a lot where I'm the writer and an actor, director, maybe an actor, writer, producer, you know, and so it was just really a relief to just be able to play a part and commit myself to it. And I enjoyed immersing myself in it and challenging myself to do the lines exactly as written.
Not
in
to
my
improvise.
career, I usually wrote most of the stuff that I did.
Yeah.
And in comedy, you're much more apt to go, can I just say this different? I just want to say it differently. And people are like, I don't care as long as the intention's there. With Breaking Bad and certainly with Better Call Saul, I mean, everything is written. If you ask about a line, if you ask, you know, why do I say good to see you instead of just hello, they'll say, oh, well, because they've thought through every word. So that's kind of great, and it's what's been great is to take these monologues and the lines, which are spoken not the way I speak, and figure out how to do them and try to make them natural. It's called acting.
Apparently.
It's new to me.
One of the dangers I've found with playing a character for a long period of time is that at a certain point, you start to feel like, well, I'm the expert on this character now.
Yeah.
I mean, when I first started, I didn't really know who this character was, and now I'm the expert. And if anything comes along in the script that doesn't quite chime with what I think it should be like, my instinct is to go, no, that's not right, that doesn't work. And I was thinking about this in the last season, was that the danger is you don't allow yourself to be surprised by your character anymore. That I can start to, and people will kind of go, oh, well, he knows. Michael will know. He's the one. And you've got to allow yourself over a long period of time, I think, to be surprised by it.
Well, that's where the shows we're doing, and it's a new era of TV. I'm sure that in Matlock, if Andy Griffith said, Matlock wouldn't say that. He was probably right.
Yeah.
Because the character was not changing.
Exactly. In
His
fact, that's the point,
purpose
isn't
was
it?
to not change.
Exactly. For long-running series, the point was the character should stay the same.
Yeah,
you should tune in every week and oh, great, we're back in.
Yeah. I would not like that. But I don't feel like I know this guy. I don't know where it's going. And I still think that people are like, well, he's going to be Saul Goodman. You know, I mean, he's going to end up being that guy. And I'm like, well, not really. Saul Goodman was a front, and he even told Walter White when he met him, it's not my name. And you know, you look at his office; it's a set that he built inside of a mini mall. So we don't really know who he was during Breaking Bad. So I don't feel like I know him. I hope I never feel like I completely know him, and that he's always discovering new things about himself and changing. And that's how I'll get through. Doing hopefully years of the character.
It's interesting because that's similar in a way to, even though you're playing a fictional character and I'm playing someone who's based on a real person, having what actually happened in the real Bill Master's life there, people tend to think that kind of limits what you can do.
Right.
Well, you've got to, but actually it helps because it makes me then go, right, well, how can you surprise, even though we know the facts of what happened, what is surprising about that? How can you totally wrong foot an audience into they think they know what's going to happen, but actually they don't know? And I guess that's similar. If you already have who Saul, in quotation marks, is in Breaking Bad looming ahead, you'd think that it's limiting, but actually it's not. What you're saying is it's liberating. You never know who he is. He's a constantly shifting thing, and there's what he appears to be and what he actually is underneath. And I think that's sort of similar to my experience with Bill as well.
Well, people have asked me what role changed my career. And
what role changed your career, Bob?
Well, the one I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's obvious. Right back at you. What role changed your career?
Well, that would probably be when I played Tony Blair in The Queen.
Yeah.
That was the film that made people kind of certainly over here. But I feel like
you've done a lot before that.
Yeah, I've done loads, and I feel like I've got lots of different careers in a way.
Right, I understand.
But I was sort of, I guess, seen because of the theatre thing. I was seen as being, a theatre actor, a respectable, serious actor.
How about American audiences and your career? What do they know?
Well, like
because
literally,
I've seen a lot of your work because I just read a lot of movie reviews, and many of your films have been very well received and favorably.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, reviewed and yeah.
Thank you. Well, I feel like there's.
I'm not complimenting you. You didn't review them. My dad did that once to a car salesman. I'll never forget it. It was so weird. It's a nice car. Thank you. I'm not complimenting you. Like, who would be such to say that right to someone's face?
Your dad.
Yeah.